Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Two Crazy Guys, One Crazy Crypto World podcast, the podcast that brings you, the uninitiated baby boomer, Gen X and Ys out there, the daily updates on the crypto markets, as well as the crypto news of the day. So sit back and join us, Stacey and Chris, for your crazy daily crypto update. Good morning, Mr. Postal. How are you, sir?
Good morning, mate. How are you this morning? You're not freezing
very
too much up there? Down there, I should say.
Because I'm sitting here in a nice warm house with the temperature set at 23 degrees, and it's actually still quite chilly, mind you, because they're getting this cold draft come through in houses as you do. And I'm looking out a window with the wind howling and the rain pouring, thinking, oh, what a wonderful day it's going to be down here with an outside top of 8 with the wind chill factor of -5.
Oh,
It's
my lordy.
going to be brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Well,
So
I won't tell you what it is up here.
I know, because you're sitting up there in your t-shirt in the sunshine thinking, wow, I
Superman.
wish I could.
Look,
Yeah,
I'm Superman.
Yeah, I know. Oh, my God, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying I'm Superman. Nobody's in the room together. But I know that you're really actually sitting there saying to yourself, why can't I live somewhere I can wear a jumper every day and still be cold?
Oh, you're right. I think that regularly. How did you know that?
Mate, I'm a jet set of genius on legs, and it's just there. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, today is episode 41. Now, you may have heard those numbers before, and you know you're not imagining things because this is now episode 41, take 3. We do apologise for all of our faithful people out there, the hundreds of thousands that tune in every day to listen to us.
And YouTube.
And YouTube, because yesterday and the day before, we did have some serious technical issues that resulted in the streams failing midway. And also, just to add gremlins into the mix, Murphy came out and was a real prick, like we all know he can be, and the videos didn't work either.
Yeah.
So the recordings came through because it was just rubbish. So we didn't put it up there. So we do apologise for all those faithful people who logged in and were saying, where have my two crazy guys gone? I'm not going to have a good day unless I can hear them.
Where's my
Today,
crazy
have a good day. We do hope we have resolved all the issues.
We do. That is definitely the plan. We've made some adjustments. And in fact, I even resorted to going to the Apple store to have my laptop checked out. I've done everything. So
welcome to Superman Tells Fibs. He went to the Apple store to buy a brand new iPad Pro pencil, magnetic pencil to stick on top, so he could hold it up to me like this morning, saying, "Look what I got."
There's my pencil.
That's what he actually did.
I did. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
I know.
Anyway, it's all good fun. So, all right. Well, I suppose we should probably have a look at what's going on in the space, shouldn't we?
Oh, mate. Well, it would help. This is Two Crazy Guys in One Crazy Crypto World. And apart from seeing crypto behind us because of our magical green screens, let's get some real crypto up here.
All right. So I shall share thy screen with thyself. Well, actually, you.
Yeah, I know.
Dear. All right. So as we look across the board, we had a bit of a downturn last night while we were sleeping. So Bitcoin's dropped down 1.7%. It's now sitting around $11,640 and Ethereum's down 2.5%, XRP's down 1.1%, Bitcoin Cash is down 3%, Litecoin's down just 0.4%. Binance Coin's sort of gone the opposite way. It's gone up 4.3%, and EOS is down 2.1%.
Hang on, something's playing in the background.
What's playing in the background?
That was one of those, I don't know, I wouldn't come through in your stream, sorry. It was the news site and the autoplay on the video kicked in, so the video started playing, even though the autoplay is turned off. Because yeah.
That's all right. I didn't hear a thing, so it's all good. So hopefully it didn't go through the stream, so it's all good. You should be used to that with your multiple voices in your head.
Dude, you're getting awful close to that 20 cut-off mark. If you get down to 20, those mean bucks are going to take over.
Well, we can't have that now, can we? So where were we up to? EOS is down 2%.
Oh, hang on, I just got a message. Number 24 said, since you're wearing a Superman t-shirt and you like Superman, you go up a point.
Oh, yoo-hoo!
Those guys can't make up their mind.
Tether's Tether, and mind you, it's up 0.3. That's a bit of a jump for Tether, but it's actually it's still not quite back to $1.
Yeah, that's right. And the other day it was like $1 and 0.0000000 all the ones.
Yeah. So it is programmatically,
it's never going to drop below 99. Never going to go over $1.01.
Yeah, well, it has in the past.
Has it?
Oh yeah. When it was real volatile, we had massive moves. It can move, but not much.
Okay. Now stop scrolling your screen, or I'm going to get C6.
Oh, sorry, I'm bad at that. I've got to take my hand off the mouse. Get your hand off the mouse, Mr. Bosell.
Isn't that something people always say to you? Take your hand off.
Trust you. Oh, dear. But go back to our very first episode. Keeping the level of the show off the gutter. It's like,
dude, we haven't even seen a gutter. I mean, I can take us there if you want.
No.
Taylor's coming to visit this weekend.
Oh, dear.
Those of you that don't know, ladies and gentlemen, I have this friend, a very dear friend of mine, Shane Leslie Taylor, and he's coming to visit me on the weekend, and he's probably going to sit in on the podcast on Monday morning. So
that'd be interesting.
Stay tuned.
We might have to pre-record that. I'm not sure if we could go live on that one.
He'll behave himself, I promise.
That'd be funny.
Get back to your cryptocurrency.
Okay. So we were talking Bitcoin SV. Well, we weren't really, but it's there, still in the top 10.
In the top 10.
It's 3.5% down. Cardano's basically level.
It's just incredible right now, isn't it? Dead set. If you have a look at all those charts, anyone who supports South Sydney, they're on top of the world. It's just green and red.
Yeah, it's a bit all over the place. Our total market cap is at 303.5 billion. So
which hasn't dropped that much in the last 2 days, because it jumped up to 317 billion, but then very quickly dropped back down to about 304, and it sort of fluctuated around that area for the last 48 hours. So we're not really losing anything.
No, look, it's good. We're still sitting above the 300 billion. So at this stage, and I think there was a bit of a sell-off, because I think the share market sort of come back a bit, and it's let me have a look. I think the share market is I think because the money is sort of going back into the share market a little bit, that it sort of made those that might have moved from the share market to Bitcoin maybe going back again, right? So that's it sort of explains, I think, a little bit of the pullback. So if we have a look at the chart, let's have a look at the daily there, and
there you go, more green than
so
red.
Daily's still looking all right, and we're still very much in an uptrend there. And we shall see how we go. But I think we definitely got some resistance at around the 12.3, I think, from memory. So so we got up to about 12.3, and then she's come back down from there. So we shall we'll see how it goes in the coming couple of days. But lots of interesting news happening around the world. Here's one that you pulled this one up.
I like this story. Earning Bitcoin while you buy goods is a new shopping experience. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know about flybys and Qantas frequent flyer points and how incredibly easy they are to use. I mean, dead set. To give you an example, I was trying to use Qantas frequent flyer points last week to go to Cairns, and to do so, I would have had to leave Canberra at 6 a.m, stop in Sydney at 7:15 a.m, and then be in Sydney for 9 hours before catching a flight to Cairns and getting into Cairns at 11 p.m. So it would have made a rather long day. Now, I could also use those points by driving the 3 hours to Sydney and catching a plane up there in the middle of the morning and being in Cairns at lunchtime. I mean, they just make it so easy. It's ridiculous. So this story, absolutely, I like. Earning Bitcoin while you buy, the new shopping experience. Could you imagine?
Sounds like it's made for you.
Absolutely. If you've got a retailer out there and they say, here's our loyalty card, and you earn Bitcoin, or you earn Litecoin, or you earn Monero, or XRP, whatever it happens to be. And I know Stacey doesn't like XRP, but I had to throw them in so they came into my head. Rather than useless, you can't use them, frequent fly points. These are real, and you can use them. Go to these people. I like them.
Yeah, look, and it's definitely one of the key industries that the whole blockchain technology is set to disrupt. And there are a number of projects out there at the
Yeah,
moment in crypto world that are looking at redoing loyalty programs as a whole.
I
So
think it's a great
it's
idea.
yeah, look, it's they've over the last few years, I think the whole loyalty program concept has sort of lost its way. And as you said, you either don't get much back for your loyalty, right?
Yeah.
Or they just make it so bloody hard to use that
Well,
it's just
to
not worth
give
it.
to give you an idea, like with that Qantas one, if I went to Sydney and I flew from Sydney to Cairns, it was 14,400 points. And I had a choice of about 5 different flights I could get. That was one way. Right? From Canberra, excuse me, it was 18,000 points, but also took 18 hours. Right? Rather than 3 hours from Sydney. So there's a real disconnect there.
Yeah.
But Qantas have the classic rewards, which I get because of the fact I joined up 15,000 years ago when airplanes had propellers. That, or you can use your rewards on any seat. But here's where they really sting you. I could have gone on any seat from Canberra and done a 5 hour trip, but it would have cost me not 14,400 points, which remember, you get either half a point per dollar you spend on the loyalty rewards
Mm.
or 1 point per dollar you spend. So that's 14,500, between 7,500 or 14,500 to $21,000 worth of points, right?
Yeah, right.
that you've consumed.
Yep.
But to use it on any seat from Canberra to have a 5 hour trip to Cairns rather than a like 18-hour trip was 319,000 points.
Oh man.
Right? To get that in context, you can do a return trip to Europe or a return trip to the United States from Canberra,
Yeah.
business class,
Yeah.
all the way, both ways, for 250,000 points.
What?
Yeah.
Seriously?
True story. In business class to Europe or the States to come home, right, over and back from Canberra for 250,000 points. You'd have to book a long way out because of the classic rewards, but you can do that. So they were charging more for a 3.5 hour trip to Cairns,
Oh,
one
bloody.
way, if you want to be able to go on any flight. Tell me that that is a loyalty program. What that is we're going to tease you because you've got a shitload of points, but we're never going to make it easy enough for you to use them.
Yeah. No, and that's the problem. Exactly.
If this works, imagine Woolies going down this way, Woolworths and Coles and all those ones that have loyalty programs there. So every cent you spend at Woolies, you get, I don't know, well, Bitcoins are down to the 1 million.
A
So
Satoshi. A Satoshi.
yeah, you're going to get a Satoshi, right? But wow, so what? They build up.
Mm. And if it means, and that's one of the things a lot of the different loyalty programs in the blockchain space are doing, is looking at how you partner with a bunch of different organizations that allow
Yeah.
you to use your loyalty points not just at one place, but multiple, right?
Yeah,
So,
that's right.
Yeah. No.
Face it, as cryptocurrency becomes more mainstream and more retailers, more online organizations accept cryptocurrency as a form of payment, they're not going to change the amount that you pay because you earn it on loyalty rewards.
No.
A Satoshi is a Satoshi. A Bitcoin is a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It's still going to be there. So for me, I think this is one of the best things I've seen in the most innovative uses of cryptocurrency that could go mainstream quite quickly.
Yeah. Well, according to, I was just looking at the article that the marketing firm Bond Brand Loyalty, they reckon customers neglect to claim points worth $100 billion.
Yeah,
right? And it comes down to because it's too bloody hard. Yeah, exactly right.
Hard. To book a trip, just to book a trip. I mean, dead set. I searched for 3 days before I eventually gave up trying to fly out of Canberra and drove to Sydney.
That's insane.
Right? Because I could get flights from Sydney, but I couldn't from Canberra.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Our nation's capital.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll move on. We've got this is another one you found, and
it is that there's only 300 wallets out there that contain, or I think it's just over 300 actually, 318, yeah.
Yep.
And those 318 wallets contain 80% of the total global Tether supply. Now, what the article goes on to tell you is that means that those 300 people combined can actually manipulate the price of Tether and Bitcoin by the way that they actually trade and they do their trades. And that's incredible, considering that it's more than 20,000 Bitcoin addresses out there to get even anywhere close to that. Right? So, because there's only 20-odd thousand Bitcoin wallets out there that hold more than $1 million worth of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Whereas there's 318 hold more than $1 million worth of Tether.
Yeah, that's amazing. And look, there's been a lot of speculation since Tether was out, and especially after the big bull run at the end of 2017, when they looked at the volumes of Tether to Bitcoin. There was some people have brought attention to the fact that there's some, let's say, some amazing coincidences, shall we say?
That's right.
In the amount of Tether that was brought into the market, and then the price changes in Bitcoin, and that's for 80% of the total supply. That's
incredible.
That's not a lot of addresses, and just because it's addresses, that doesn't even mean that's different people. Because
that's right.
Quite feasible.
They're saying a lot of the holders are the actual exchanges.
Yes, absolutely, and which makes sense. I mean, that part makes sense. I would expect that the exchanges would hold a fair majority, because if they're trading it, they should have it. All right. So that sort of makes sense, but still, 80% concentrated in such a small number, that is a bit concerning. That is a bit concerning.
Yeah, that one is. And they're my stories for the day, Mr. Bosa.
Oh, well done, mate. Well done. And look, this is another one that looks on the face of it looks very technical, and because the headline reads Bitcoin network hash rate hits 80 quintillion for the first time. Right now, most people go to listen to that and go, "What the hell are you talking about?"
What's a quintillion?
It's a very large number, right? Now, all this tells me is that there is now a shit ton of computers looking after the Bitcoin network. That's the only thing we need to take from this. And that's really important, because the more people that are mining and looking after the Bitcoin network all adds to the security and stability of the network.
Yeah, absolutely. Right?
So the fact that it's that has reached the highest amount of hash rate, and hash rate is just, again, the amount of computing power that's going into the network, for it to reach that high is very significant. And so it's telling us that the network is growing.
So you've got a billionaire and you've got a trillionaire, which is 1,000 billion. So this is a quintillion. Is that like 1,000 trillion?
Actually, what if it's got it here? Why don't we tell us the number of zeros? I can't even tell you.
It's a lot.
That's what I said. It's a shit ton, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the world's very first quintillionaire. He owns America, Europe, China.
Quintillion. Let's see if we can get an answer. Largest numbers, quintillion definition. Cardinal number represented in the US by 1 followed by 18 zeros. Oh, yeah,
Great Britain by 1 followed by 30 zeros.
How does that work?
Yeah, go figure.
What?
Go figure. There's a real difference there.
That is insane.
Yeah.
That is insane. Yeah. There you go. Anyway, so there you go. So all you need to take from that is the Bitcoin network is growing, and it's as secure and as stable as it's ever been. So so that's really cool. That's really cool. This one is interesting as well. FedNow. So tell me that the banks, the Federal Reserve banks of the world, aren't concerned about cryptocurrencies, right? They are developing, and while they say it's not crypto, it is exactly a crypto.
Developing their own crypto coin.
They want a payment tool, right?
Yeah.
To enable fast transactions.
Called FedNow.
What does that sound like?
It'll be built on the blockchain, but it's not crypto.
Look, so funny. So look, what's the announcement they made was that It's governed by blah blah blah. Board announced the FedNow project on August 5th, and while proceeding proposal for the new 24/7 365 payment system run by the Fed dates back to October 2018, and interestingly, 10 years prior to that, October 2008. The Federal Reserve attempted to register FedNow as a trademark. Now that's interesting.
Yeah.
So that's going back to when Bitcoin was actually created.
Yeah.
So, but they abandoned it in 2013. So that's interesting. I wasn't aware of that. So so anyway, so this is all about faster payments, right?
Yeah,
And
read that next paragraph. Moreover, in May 2015, the Fed established the Faster Payments Task Force to identify and evaluate alternative approaches to implementing safe, ubiquitous, faster payment capabilities in the United States. The program announced Ryan Zagone from Ripple as one of the participants.
Yep, absolutely.
I wonder, hang on, is this cryptocurrency? Is this cryptocurrency? I'm sorry, Eddie, can I have more time?
Yeah, and look, and here's the thing: like they reckon that up here it says that service reportedly permit banks at every size and every community across the country to provide real-time payments to their customers by 2023 or 2024. It's like,
wow, 5 years away. Aren't we doing it now in crypto?
It's like by now to 2023, we're going to go through 5 generations of cryptocurrency advancements, right? I mean,
you know why?
There's no
because
way.
they'll come out in 2023 and they'll say, ladies and gentlemen, we've developed a new technology. It's called the triangle chain. It's not anything to do with blockchain. It's the triangle chain. It's the Fed Reserve, Bank A and Bank B. And Bank A and Bank B can be anyone, and we can do instant transfers.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the world's adopted Bitcoin and we're moving on, right?
Yeah. And yeah, that'll be the answer. I'm sorry, Fed who?
Yeah, exactly. That's assuming they're still alive and working. Then
that's what I mean. They're going to be like Fed who? Federal Reserve. What do you guys do? Are you a big player?
That was something we had back in the day, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So anyway, I thought that was very interesting. And I like this article. 3 reasons Bitcoin is turning into a global safe haven for investors. And a couple of things that we've already talked about. And that is every fiat currency is devaluing itself on purpose. And as I've said over the last week in particular, although we haven't actually put out a podcast for a couple of days, so people may have missed it. But
no, don't tell Fed. We have actually put out a podcast. It's just that they never actually went out because the little bits and bytes got confused and had naps halfway through.
We had some technological issues.
We did.
But anyway, so one of the things I've been saying.
I am happy to report that the stream to Facebook is actually on this screen already, so it's working very well.
As is YouTube, and so it's.
So we may have solved those technological issues.
We may have. Yeah, it's quite interesting, and I think it's working on Twitch as well. So there you go. Twitch. We think you Twitch all the time. Not now, control yourself.
Yeah, you told me I can't scratch it.
Control yourself, all right? So look, one of the issues that, one of the key reasons that I like Bitcoin in particular as a hedge is that with all the instabilities, all these countries seem to be devaluing their currencies, and it looks like it's going to be a race to the bottom in that.
Really?
Yeah, so since China dropped its currency, and we'll see what the US, if the US Federal Reserve drops interest rates again. Our dollar's dropping. The New Zealand dollar crashed the other day because it dropped their interest rates by 50 basis points.
Yeah, they crashed it themselves.
Well, but this is the thing, right? Especially for our smaller countries, where if we rely a lot on global trade, then if our dollar is high compared to the others, then suddenly everything we import becomes very expensive. And for Australia, our exports become expensive to the others. So to protect our exports, we need to keep our dollar down in relation. Otherwise, it will impact our trade tremendously. So
no, donkey's chasing his own tail on this one.
No, so it's literally a race to the bottom. Everyone's just pumping their dollar. So the downside for us is that us poor consumers are the ones that get slammed in the middle, right? Yeah. And we've got to pay the price. Yeah. Also, interestingly, they've shown that there's a non-correlation between Bitcoin and the traditional markets, and this is becoming a strong correlation or non-correlation, as we say, and as evident by the last couple of days, where the stock market crashed, Bitcoin went up. Now it looks like the stock market's recovering a little bit, and so Bitcoin's dropping down. So that's people are starting to use Bitcoin as a hedge against the traditional markets, which is what we've been talking about for donkeys, as long as I can remember. And this is a good one too, the asymmetric returns, and that basically just means that it has very little downside, but the upside is massive, right? Absolutely huge. So the risk to invest in Bitcoin now is actually really low, right? So it's investors that are looking for somewhere to put their money, especially when you're looking at the global debt levels and the bonds, the negative bond yields that are coming out all over the world. People are looking for somewhere to put their money, and so Bitcoin seems to be it is. It's one of those areas that people can move to. So I don't know. I think we've probably, there's more we could talk about, but I think we've probably
we could waffle on all day. But how about this one? We'll just call it here, ladies and gentlemen, and we will make sure that the streams get up. And what I'll do today, Mr. Bossel, before I zip off on my weekend adventures, that I will put the notes that Stacey's going to so diligently write onto the Facebook post and fix up the Patreon feeds. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, we always thank you for joining us through this journey, or on this journey through the crazy crypto world.
Yes, we
do.
If
you'd like to get access to the bonus material that the technological people have stopped us doing for a few days, we will get it up on Patreon very soon. So please log into Patreon and become a subscriber. Don't forget, also, the silver and gold subscribers, you guys will get that magical little silver or gold coin.
Absolutely.
It's real. You can't go to the bank with it, but it's really shiny.
They look just like the coins behind Chris's head.
Absolutely. So the links will be in the show notes to all of the stories that we've talked about. We hope that you have a wonderful day. This has been Two Crazy Guys in One Crazy Crypto World, coming to you on August 9, 2019, episode 41, take 3. Have a great day, folks.
Have a crazy old day, folks, and thanks. All right, we'll see you later.
See you later, Mr. Bossel.
See you, mate.